When Nathan Drake's private jet descended over Manhattan, he wasn't thinking about love. Love was a thing of the past, something he'd buried beneath ambition, champagne, and the endless rush of business deals. He had a board meeting at 10, lunch with investors at 1, and a dinner party at the Ritz by 7. His life was efficient, controlled, perfectly predictable, until he saw her. The woman stepping out of the sleek black Maybach in front of Drake Global Tower, and it wasn't supposed to be real. Not anymore. Not after 10 years. Amara Cole. She moved like time owed her something confident, deliberate, every step echoing power. Her skin glowed beneath the early morning sun. Her curls brushed perfectly against the lapel of her cream blazer. She wasn't the shy girl who used to laugh at his jokes while washing dishes in his penthouse. No, this woman radiated command. And behind her, the bold letters on the building caught Nathan's eye. Cole Industries. It wasn't possible. Not here. Not this tower. He stood frozen by the window, watching as she turned her head slightly, eyes locking on the same glass floor where he now stood. And for the briefest second, her lips curved into a smile. Calm, knowing. 10 years ago, Nathan had ended things with a single text. You're too soft for this world, Amara. I need someone who fits my life. He'd chosen status over love, believing money could shield him from regret. But as her convoy of cars rolled into the same block that once bore his company's name, the air in his chest tightened. Nathan's assistant, Daniel, cleared his throat nervously. Sir, Cole Industries just finalized the merger with your European partners. It looks like they're, moving their headquarters into your old floor. Impossible, Nathan murmured, but the tremor in his voice betrayed him. Sir, she bought it outright last week. Nathan's gaze didn't move. Amara wasn't just back. She was reclaiming every inch of what he thought he owned. 10 years earlier, Amara Cole had walked away with nothing but her degree, a few savings, and heartbreak so heavy it nearly broke her spirit. She'd worked 2 jobs, earned her MBA at night, and built her empire one impossible step at a time. Every investor who doubted her became fuel. Every door that slammed in her face became proof that she would build her own. Now, the woman Nathan once called too soft had built an empire that rivaled his own. When the elevator doors opened that morning, Nathan was still trying to steady his pulse. The boardroom buzzed with tension screens flickering with market updates, his team whispering about the buyout. And then the doors opened again. Amara walked in. Every conversation stopped. Nathan's world froze around her presence, the soft clack of her heels, the gentle rustle of silk as she moved to the head of the table. He was supposed to sit there. That was his seat. She smiled faintly. Gentlemen, she said, her voice calm yet commanding. Thank you for your cooperation during this transition. I look forward to working with all of you. Her tone carried authority, not vengeance, but Nathan could hear the unspoken truth in every syllable. I built what you said I never could. Nathan forced a polite smile. Amara, I didn't realize you were behind the acquisition. Her eyes flicked to him, cold but not cruel. You rarely realize when something important is in front of you, Nathan. A quiet chuckle spread through the room. He swallowed hard, his carefully constructed image of dominance fracturing before his own employees. Amara turned her focus back to the presentation. Every word she spoke was precise, intelligent, and visionary. The same woman who once doubted herself now commanded an entire industry. Nathan's heart twisted as he watched her. He'd spent 10 years building walls around his pride, and she'd returned to dismantle them without even trying. After the meeting, he followed her into the corridor. Amara, wait. She paused but didn't turn. You've made your point, he said quietly. You've done well for yourself. Done well? Her soft laugh echoed in the marble hall. Nathan, I didn't come back to make a point. I came back to take what's mine. And with that, she walked away. He stood there in silence, the echo of her heels fading into the distance, wondering how it felt to lose something twice first, to pride, then to karma. Later that night, Nathan sat in his penthouse, staring at the skyline he once thought he owned. every flickering light below seemed to whisper her name. He picked up his phone more than once, his thumb hovering over her number, but the words never came. He'd thought power meant control, but now he realized power without love was just emptiness dressed in luxury, and Amara, she had both. He poured himself another drink, his reflection fractured in the glass, the taste of regret sharper than the whiskey. He didn't know it yet, but Amara hadn't just come back for business. There was something more, something he'd never seen coming. Nathan read the words twice, his chest tightening. He wasn't just outplayed, he was outclassed. Amara had done in a decade what he'd spent a lifetime chasing, building power that couldn't be shaken by ego. He stormed into the tower, anger barely contained. "Get me Amara Cole," he barked to his assistant, but when he entered the conference room, she was already there waiting, calm as dawn. She turned to him, her gaze soft but steady. "I thought you'd come." Nathan exhaled sharply. "Why, Amara? You could have built your empire anywhere. Why take mine?" She studied him, the faintest sadness shadowing her eyes. "You still don't see it, do you? I didn't take what was yours. I took back what you convinced me I couldn't have." He stepped closer. "You came. Back to prove a point." "No," she said quietly. "I came back to finish what I started. You taught me how power works, Nathan, but you never understood what real strength looks like." She looked out the window, the skyline reflecting in her eyes. "It's not in money or control. It's in surviving what was meant to break you and rising anyway." Nathan's voice broke before he could stop it. "I didn't know I'd hurt you that much." Amara smiled faintly. "You didn't just hurt me. You awakened me." For a moment, silence filled the room, thick, unspoken, heavy with the weight of years. Then she reached into her bag and pulled out a document. "I'm offering you a partnership," she said simply. "Not pity, not revenge opportunity. You're still one of the best minds in this industry, but only if you learn how to lead without fear." He stared at her, disbelief flickering into awe. "You'd trust me again?" Her smile was calm, gracious. "Trust is earned, Nathan. This is your chance to start earning." He took the folder, fingers trembling slightly. "You could have destroyed me, Amara, completely." "I know," she said softly, "but that would make me you, and I promised myself I'd never become that person." She walked toward the elevator, her heels echoing like the rhythm of closure. Before stepping inside, she turned back once more. "For what it's worth," she said, her voice gentler now, "I loved you once, and that love made me powerful in ways you'll never understand." The doors closed. Nathan stood there, the paper heavy in his hands, tears threatening to break free. For the first time in years, the great Nathan Drake felt something real humility, and far above the skyline, Amara's new name gleamed across the tower, Cole Industries. It wasn't revenge, it was redemption. She hadn't come back to destroy him. She'd come back to show him what healing looked like when power met grace. And as the city lights shimmered through the glass, Nathan finally whispered her name, not with regret this time, but with gratitude. Because sometimes, losing the right woman is what teaches a man how to be right.